Hi and welcome. Now, today I want to talk to you about three things. The first thing is that I want to talk to you about the algorithms of these royalty-free music licensing platforms, and the algorithm, in fact, how is functioning is the answer of how is functioning is coming from inside. So it's very interesting. Now, secondly, today I really have an answer of why you are selling on a music licensing, royalty-free music licensing platforms, and why a particularly track maybe it's selling more than the other tracks, or if you are not selling on these music licensing platforms, then again I have an answer for you today. Now, this answer, because you are watching me, it's me who is giving to you, but the answer is coming from inside of a music licensing, royalty-free music licensing platform. And the third is that if you do not have sales on these music licensing platforms, then this tip can really help you to start to have sales on music on these royalty-free music licensing platforms. And again, this tip is coming from inside, so it's really important to understand and to know about this. So yeah, there are some interesting things that I have discovered also, and I just want to share with you today. This because this path again, like for you, it's something new. I mean, I'm in this royalty-free music licensing business more seriously, like a year and a half, and I'm discovering every day new things that it's really helping me to advance, to have more sales, and so on and so forth. So to understand more about these music licensing platforms, if there's a news, I'm really participating in many things. One of the things that where I'm present and I'm really listening and trying to analyze the discussion or the presentation that is in front of me is Pond5. But until today or recently, I didn't know that there's a so-called town hall event, and this town hall event is for artists. Is where on their YouTube channel, in fact, Pond5 is coming in front of the contributors, and they are presenting, or they are sharing, the latest things, the latest events that are happening on Pond5, and so on and so forth. Now, because I was getting this information that there's a town hall event, I thought to myself, why not? I think it's important. I can spare a little bit of time. And I was participating in this kind of event. But it's just the latest event really showed me that this event is for video contributors. So it's not for audio contributors. And as I have a small amount of footage and photos on my profile, that's why I was getting a notification about this event. So anyway, I have participated, and in this latest event, I realized that is for video contributors, because it's always has been the presentation about video footage, sales, and so on and so forth. But what is interesting and what I realized is that what is happening and what they are saying about the footage sales and how the platform is working for the footage sales, I'm pretty much sure today 100% is the same thing. It's working the same way for the audio sales, for the royalty music license, and so on and so forth. So anyway, I have participated on this event, and on this event, they were speaking about the algorithm of Pond5, because Pond5 is like YouTube. There's a search engine. There's like on YouTube the videos that we are uploading. The same thing, we are uploading material, and there's somehow an algorithm that picks up that music or that video that is uploaded or not. And today, this is what I really want to show you, what they are saying about how their algorithm is functioning. But to understand this, I will roll a small part of the footage and just let's see it together, and let me just tell you what I think that is doing for music also. So here is the main factors for the Pond5 algorithm. And they are saying that
the main factors our algorithm looks for in a given search are accurate metadata, sales history, and recency of sale.
What the algorithm on Pond5 is really, analyzing and taking decision is, how the metadata, how accurate is your metadata regarding to what you have uploaded. Then it's really, the algorithm is analyzing the sales history of that, for example, music that you have uploaded, and then the sales, how it evolved. So that's why here is the answer of why, for example, if a track is selling and is selling, it's very well selling, but there are other music that you are uploading and it's just not selling. So this is why, because there's an algorithm, and that algorithm picks up the winner, and the winner is promoted, and the loser is archived. So and this thing is it's happening on Spotify and on any platforms, I think so. So if there's a winner, if there's a track, let's say a music track that has been picked up, that somebody chose and licensed, or if a track, let's say, has, I don't know, has the entire track and was licensed, then maybe it was the 30-second of that track licensed and it's re-licensed, then the algorithm it picks up and it's promoting. So that track is promoted. As if you are uploading a track and that track is up there, but it's nobody is searching. So the metadata, the track ID that I'm always speaking about, is maybe it's accurate, but the clients is just not. They are just not taping in the search engine, and that metadata is not searched by clients. So obviously you do not have a sales history, and you have nothing. So that track is archived, and that's why maybe you can have a very good track, but if the metadata and the composition of the track is not something that the clients are searching, then even though your track is a fantastic track, it will be archived and not promoted, and the chances that that track will be licensed is very small, or it needs a lot of time and a lot of clients who are searching, and maybe finally your metadata is equal with what clients are searching on the search engine. So here you have it. And now I have also the answer why some of my tracks are really selling, and they are resold and licensed. And there are tracks who are not sold or not licensed. But today we have the answer. So this is why.
The more times your clip is sold for a given query, the more it will be boosted in search for that query.
Okay, so, and now they are speaking about this metadata and the importance of the metadata. And I am trying on this channel to really to promote and speak a lot about the importance of the metadata. And yeah, of course, finally the track, the quality of the track is very important, of course, because the final decision to be licensed, to be picked up, it's relying on that, of the quality of your composition, as the sound quality, but as the structure of the song, and so on and so forth. And I'm really I have spoken on this channel how important is that also. But besides that, how important is the metadata. And I named this whole thing the metadata, the track ID. And if you want really to know more about the track ID and what you should and how you should you do with this metadata, I will put up here a link toward a playlist where I'm really speaking in details of every metadata, every part of the metadata that I think everybody today should know and should do correctly. But let's just listen what they have to say about this one.
Important metadata fields are, in order of importance, title, description, and keyword.
Okay, and now Pond5, the inside from Pond5, they will give us the importance. What is the order of importance of the metadata on Pond5, but I think on every other music licensing platforms, royalty-free music licensing platforms, is the same thing. So just listen.
The title is super important as it holds the most weight in our algorithm. For example,
so this is really the order of importance. So title, description, and keywords. So that's why in the Track ID series, and you should really watch that series, I'm really talking about all this. I'm talking about the title. Why it's important, the title, while the title has to be completely different from how you would entitle your tracks if you are trying to sell for an artist, or if you are making a track for an artist or for you, but you are singing on it and you want to put on Spotify. So it has to be completely different. The description, again, and the keywords. And just in one word that I'm really saying is that it has to be functional. And I hope that you are understanding today why these things have to be functional, because these things are part of the search engine, and all these are considered metadata. If it's metadata, then it's used by the platform. I mean, they are using the data on these three levels in order to give the client a result. The search engine, when it's searching in the library, is searching those keywords starting from the title, then in the description, and then last but not least in the keywords area. So those keywords, if somebody is, I don't know, searching a guitar, that's why it's very important if you are a track that's based on guitar, acoustic guitar, I don't know what, it's good to put it in the title, description, and keyword. If you want really that your track, it gets found and listened by clients, you should do this. So this is really an answer of how to, if you do not have sales, how can you starting from today to do this, change completely the way you are working. You were working, I don't know, retitle your tracks and do this, and you will see if you are doing this, you will have sales on these platforms. Now I don't know how many, because then that depends on really how many tracks do you have. Are those tracks and keywords searched by the clients? And obviously, as you saw before, the tracks that have already sales are promoted. The tracks that are new, I think they are promoted also, but not in the same way. But doing it right, you can really rank on this track list that are shown for the clients. So really, it's very important. And if you are doing this correctly, I'm pretty sure that you will have sales on these royalty-free music licensing platforms. But you have to do it today like this. I mean, you have to understand how important is the metadata. It's really important because the first thing that you have to arrive there is that your track appears in front of the client, that the client will listen. And after listening, if your track is, of course, if it's really bad, then it will not be licensed. But if your tracks are already good tracks, then you can be sure that you will have licensing deals, sales on these platforms. But you really have to pay attention to this detail, because this is major importance. I mean, finally, it's I can say it's 60, even 70% of importance from 100% to in this business, really. So you see now now you have. Okay, so they are saying even that the title is putting the most weight. You understood? So it's putting really the most weight on this platform. So title, if you are entitling your tracks like I don't know, running, sleeping, and I know I was doing the same error. I was titling the same way. I don't know, prelude, and was giving horrible titles to my tracks. But this is because the tracks were not created specially for these platforms. But anyway, the idea is if you do not understand that in the title, in fact, you had to have almost the resume of the description, then it has to be a miracle to have your for your tracks to be found. So yeah, the title today on these platforms are the most important. So it has to be functional. It has to have certain amount of elements. But check out, I'm already spoke about the title, about description, and all of that good stuff. So yeah, it's very important. I just wanted to share with you. I hope you find it useful, and I hope you are listening. And if you were doing wrong, it's not a problem. Starting from now, do it right, and you will see results. Because I have a lot of questions about this, and I had a lot of questions for me also. And today, well, here's the result. It's not just me. It's telling you. It's the inside. If they from Pond5 are telling to video contributors, and it's the same thing for audio contributors also. So you have to pay attention. I hope this was informative, educational. I hope you learned something today and start doing like this, and you will see results. Because finally, this is what you want on this music licensing platform, not to waste time. You want to have sales. So really, watch my series about track ID, because that track ID is the track, visual identity. In fact, is the metadata, and there I'm speaking about every aspect of that metadata. And if you will start to do as I'm explaining to you in those series, then you will see you will have sales. So thank you for watching, and definitely see you next time.